Today I would like to talk about the shooting that happened against Donald Trump, the attempted assassination, and I also wanted to bring up Project 2025. Now, I am actually doing this from work, so that's why I'm dressed as a security guard. But I am wearing a Romulus' cross here. One of the things that I need to just get off my shoulders, get off my back, honestly. Get off my chest, pretty much all over my body. I was a big supporter of Trump. I believed in what he sold. And I mean, I'm just going to make this very clear. The thing that really infuriated me was the fact that he was trying to distance himself from this Project 2025. It's obvious that he had something to do with it, because if you look into it, some of his former staff members are actually part of the Heritage Foundation. So it just kind of infuriated me that he's just been lying about this. And it's not surprising, because, you know, moderates like me would probably step away. So last time he was president, I was very supportive. I believed in the Trump cause. I even wanted to do go to the Capitol January 6th. The only reason why I didn't was because my mother actually passed away January 2nd. So I was in Colorado. If I was living here during January 6th, there's no question in my mind that I would have been there that day. And how do I feel about it? I don't feel it was an insurrection. I'm never going to feel that way. I believe that the Capitol is owned by the people. It's not owned by the politicians. So I believe people do have a right to march on the Capitol. But, yeah, I mean, I'm not a Democrat. I'm not a Republican. I'm actually an independent. I am a moderate conservative independent. So, but I mean, I was ready. I was ready to do that. I would have done it, honestly. I was living in Ohio at the time, and yeah, there's... That was my dad. Let me just put this on silent mode. Okay. But I had to be in Colorado because I had to take my mother off life support. And I had to deal with all of that. And I spent an entire month dealing with it. And I came back to Ohio in February. So, but anyway, I just want to say, you know, the message that Trump sells, I see why a lot of people follow him. I mean, it's hard to break away from it. It's like he's a successful cult leader. That's what he is. He gets you to believe in the whole MAGA movement and all that, which is, to me, a very dangerous movement. And so my problem with I don't know if he's got a pass or not. No, you just hold that. Okay. So I don't have to keep jumping up and down here. The problem with Make America Great Again is, what does it mean? Does it mean we want to go back to the 50s? Does it mean we want to take rights away from certain people? The answer is yes, absolutely. If you look at Project 2025's website, there is some dangerous stuff written on there. It was just shocking. It was absolutely shocking what the plan was if he gets elected. And I'm just telling people, you know, this is why people really need to pay attention. There's a lot of Democrats that are going to be voting for him. There's a lot of independents. He's good at brainwashing people. He's really good at being a cult leader and getting you to join this movement. And it's very dangerous, and it's dangerous for the country. It's unhealthy. You know, I'm not pro-Biden. I can't support Biden. He's an old, doddering idiot. I mean, he's way too old. He's barely alive. You know, but I watched the debate, and I was angry. I wasn't angry at Biden. I mean, it was terrible for him. He looked like he was going to collapse and die right there. I was angry at Trump because Trump purposely did not answer when he was asked, are you going to make health care more affordable? He dodged it and did not answer that at all. So these are just red flags. I believe that we should have universal health care. We should have an NHS system in this country. And you know, I'm actually a conservative socialist. So you know, you can interpret it however you want. But I believe that I'm actually anti-capitalist. It's horrible living in a country where people can't afford health care. Because everything's just privatized and all that. I think Europe does better. We are the only country in the Western world that does not care about its citizens. It's disgusting. I mean, Canada has the same system of, you know, the NHS system. Just because you have that option does not mean you can't have private insurance. And that's what a lot of people in the United States don't understand. Is in places like England and Canada, you know, so on and so forth, you can still have private insurance. You just have that blanket, that option that the government gives you. So you don't have to purchase insurance. And like it or not, when you get a paycheck, I mean, if you look at the statement on the paycheck, some of your income tax actually goes to Medicare and Medicaid. It's a welfare tax. It has nothing to do with whether you're retiring or not. It's actually a welfare tax for people, you know, like me who are on Medicare, for example. So it's just when you dodge questions like that, it's a big red flag, and you know, You look at Project 2025, and it says right there, they want to defund Medicare. They want to get rid of a lot of these programs. I'm going to leave a link in the description because I want everybody that views this video to read what it says. There is a guidebook on there, and it's a large, humongous guidebook, like 900 pages or something. But, I think most videos that people see about this, they're run by the media machine of this country, like CNN, MSNBC. So they're less likely to take it seriously because, like I watch Fox News personally because, I used to watch some of CNN, it's so biased because it works for the Democrat Party and all that. But yeah, I mean, so it doesn't surprise me, honestly, that he almost got assassinated. And now the Secret Service is saying it's connected to Iran, and this is just, it doesn't make any sense, really. But I'm not surprised. I feel bad, honestly, for the shooter. I mean, it sounds like he was a loner, My theories, I don't want to start any conspiracy theories or anything, but I believe that Thomas Crooks was registered Republican because he wanted to support Nikki Haley. He didn't like Trump, so he was trying to support Nikki Haley, I think. I think he was moderate. And, I can't really speak too much on what motivated him and all that. Nobody has exact answers and all that. I just, he was 20 years old and he had his whole life ahead of him, and he had to have known it was a suicide mission. I mean, hell, how many people have shot presidents and actually survived, right? But yeah, I mean, it's the Reagan assassination attempt. I mean, the shooter is actually still alive. I think he's been released actually since then. But in the 60s, I mean, a lot of them were shot dead. In the cases of the Kennedy's assassinations and all that. The other thing is, I feel like Secret Service purposely knew that shooting was going to happen. And that's why they've withheld so much information. But the other thing that makes this agenda so scary is the rise of Christian nationalism in this country. As many of you know, I'm a Luciferian, and I'm also transgender. So, Christian nationalism is a very dangerous mindset. It's the belief that this country was founded on Christian principles, and essentially everything should be run by Christians in this country. All of our institutions would not be secular. Project 2025 highlights things such as taking funding away from secular schools, public schools and all that. Funding more private Christian schools with taxpayer dollars. Things such as forcible having the Ten Commandments in school, that's already happening in Louisiana with that asshole, Jeff Landry. By the way, I'm probably going to end up in New Orleans. It's actually scary. It's a scary thought living in Louisiana with that man. I mean, he's just evil. The things that he's been doing over there. It's just absolutely appalling. And the Supreme Court of the United States has already weakened government control of certain institutions, especially with the Chevron thing, which basically gives more power to corporations, takes regulations out of people's hands, the government's hands. So this is bad for the environmental purposes. Basically weakens environmental laws, which, of course, the government's in charge of. And Project 2025 actually wants to weaken environmental laws. So it would actually give companies more power to pollute our oceans, pollute our drinking water system, allow factory farming to get out of control. Divert funds from climate change initiatives and all that. Basically, pull us out of, well, I mean, he wants us to get out of Paris Accord anyway. He did that during the first term. Trump pulled us out of the Paris Accord, which honestly was kind of a disaster in a way. Obama was a terrible president, in my opinion. But, I would assume he would want to pull the United States out of the G7 summit meetings and all that, and which of course is run by elite liberals, basically millionaires. But that's a whole other topic. The point is, it's giving more power to corporations. Basically, it's seeking to defund the FBI. What it wants to do is, the main agenda is also, they want to fire anyone that disagrees with Trump, basically. So, if you are on the opposite side of the political spectrum, so if you are a Democrat, or you hold some type of view that's more liberal, it actually advises in that document that he fires everybody. And only people who are loyal to Christian nationalism or Trump or, the MAGA initiative are allowed to be in the United States, in power, in the cabinet, and, all these government offices. I mean, this is just dangerous. That's the thing. It's basically anyone that's not MAGA has to be fired automatically. I mean, it's just ridiculous if you look at everything. It seeks to get rid of Proposition 12, which passed in California. It's been fought over and over by the pork industry. Basically, what it is it's to make sure that animal products that don't align with people, welfare standards in California. And this is voters, by the way. This isn't politicians. It's voters. Voters wanted this. basically it would prevent the sales of pork and veal and eggs from animals that are in confinement on factory farms. So, pigs that are in stalls their entire life where they can't even turn around. Where California doesn't want pork from those pigs, basically. Same thing with veal, baby calves are in crates, they don't want meat from that. And Massachusetts actually passed a similar law called Question 3. But you never hear about Massachusetts, you hear about California all the time. So, the pork industry has been getting allies on the Republican side to try to overturn this. And they haven't been successful. The Supreme Court ruled in the favor of Proposition 12, which is state sovereignty. It was because of state sovereignty. So if a state doesn't want certain products, they have the okay to say so. But what they want to do and what this plan lays out is overturning anything that California has passed. This includes animal welfare, transgender care laws. Basically, it would anything that California has done, achieved, it would overturn it because it would be creating federal laws to undo things that California has done. And right now in the Senate, they're trying to pass the EATS Act, which is exposing agricultural trade suppression. A lot of Republicans from Iowa and the pork industry are trying to pass that. Well, I think they're moving on a little bit because they figure it's not going to happen unless Project 2025 and Trump gets him. So this is very dangerous. They're trying to end Medicare for trans people, including adults, which means our hormone replacements and all that wouldn't be covered by Medicare anymore. They also want Medicare Advantage to be the default, which isn't as good as regular Medicare. It's more of a privatized company insurance. It seeks to ban abortion by banning abortion drugs. So women that are raped and all that, they can't get access to abortion drugs, medication. It seeks to end Planned Parenthood altogether, any type of medical, necessary procedures having to do with abortion, potentially going after contraceptives, also like birth control. I mean, you can't make this stuff up. I'm seriously gonna just leave a link in the description box so that you guys can look through everything. It's very dangerous. They also want to defund government oversight, at slaughterhouses. So USDA is not going to have the power to enforce animal welfare and stop contamination, like inspecting meat and all that, which means more food foodborne illnesses are possible. No, the Trump administration took power away from the USDA when it came to pork and chicken. So he allowed pig slaughterhouses to set their own standards and all that. And this is very dangerous. If you do this on a large scale, you're going to get more foodborne illnesses. You know, line speeds are going to be out of control. More workers are going to be affected. You know, not that I care about them, but I mean, the situation would just be a mess, basically. It's just going to dismantle a lot of government agencies. A lot of programs are going to be affected. Poor people are just going to get poorer. You know, the rich is just going to get richer. I can't even name every single thing that's in there. Like I said, it's like 900 pages of just disgusting initiatives. I have a lot of keys here. And I keep looking over here because I want to make sure there's no trucks coming. So, yeah, it's a Christian nationalist wish list, literally. It would take secular belief systems in this country away. The idea that this country was founded on Christian principles is ridiculous. It says in the U.S. Constitution that no Congress should make laws favoring one particular religion. I mean, that's why we have freedom of religion. It's not a Christian country. It was founded by people that were of reason and deists, and Freemasons and all. So rather than anything, I mean, it's a country where you're supposed to have separation of church and state. This thing wants to destroy that boundary. They want to erase that. So, this is something that everybody needs to think about before they go to the ballot. You know, as bad as Biden has been, and look, I don't like the inflation, I don't like the high taxes. You know, I don't like going to the grocery store and it's costing me, you know, an arm and a leg. And my groceries are already expensive anyway because I eat mostly organic. So, it's not like even in a cheaper economy it gets better. But, you know, I'm tired of paying almost $4 a gallon for regular gas. So it's just ridiculous, really, that we have to think about this. I mean, we got a guy that looks like he needs life support, and then we got a guy that's wants to bring us back to the 50s, you know. And he talks a great game, but yeah, you guys, people have to wake up. They have to wake up. I'm saying this from an honest viewpoint, you know. He is a cult leader. He is a dangerous cult leader. There are people that would fight and die for this man. Wow. Holy crap. I just saw a bird with a rat fly. Yeah, a bird literally just picked up a rat and flew away with it. Wow. Um, I see all kinds of stuff at this plant. I mean, you guys have seen my shorts. So, I pick up all kinds of nature. There was a fox one night. Captured that. I'm gonna have to post that. But anyway, yeah. I mean, it's like any other type of cult. You know, people just don't see it because he's a politician. Well, he's not a politician. He's a businessman, but he's entered the political spectrum of things, so people don't pick up on it because it's not a man that's got a church. You know, so people don't pick up on it. You know, he doesn't have a commune. You know, he's not like Jim Jones or, you know, David Koresh or you know, these other. I mean, you know, some of these other cult leaders. It's not like it's a small group of people and all that. The problem is this guy is running for president again, and it's so scary to even our allies in Europe that they're literally preparing for this. I was reading that they were pretty shaken up because they know that he's going to be putting tariffs left and right, even on their stuff. You know, I was for the China tariffs. I thought that it was good. I actually liked it because it was hurting the horse slaughter industry because we actually we export a lot of horse meat over to China, so it was actually hurting that. So I was kind of celebrating. That's what we'll do. Okay. I thought it was like the best thing ever, but because why help China get rich, right? You know, we do need to bring jobs back, and that's the thing. That's why he appealed to me. That's why he appealed to me, because it was, we need to bring the jobs back to America. These are things that I believe in. These are principles that I believe in. So I was sucked into this. I was sucked into this dangerous cult. You know, like any other cult leader, I mean, he's so charismatic. He's powerful that way. It's amazing. You know, so and then I mean, I was watching some of the RNC because it was all over. I mean, it was, you know, it was on several news networks. I mean, it's kind of hard to avoid anyway. But to see people just kiss his ass all of a sudden just because he got shot is hilarious. I mean, Tucker Carlson was actually fired from Fox News. He was the best anchor. He was fired because he didn't feel comfortable, you know, discussing, you know, and peddling the conspiracy theory that Trump came up with that the election was stolen. You know, but he had to use proper etiquette in order to speak at the RNC. So, you know, he said, well, you know, Trump and I, you know, are good friends and all that, but Fox got sued for peddling this theory that the last election was stolen and all that, and rather than just admit, you know, oh yeah, you know, we screwed up and all that, well, they actually fired Tucker Carlson too, because he said in private, I just don't feel comfortable telling everybody, yes, it's absolutely real. Everything that Trump says is absolutely real. It's the gospel truth. He just thought it was crazy that he would say, "Oh, yeah, the election was stolen," even though it was the will of the people. And I believed it too. That's the thing. I always believed it, and there's always theories, the ballot stuffing and all that. Democrats do ballot stuffing. Yeah, it's a known fact. They do. It happens less with presidential elections. It happens more with mayors and governors more than anything. There was a woman recently in Connecticut. She was caught ballot stuffing. Her name was Wanda. There was a whole thing about her. So there's been quite a few people that have been caught recently doing that. Yeah, in most cases, our presidential elections are pretty reliable. Now, I know Donald Trump wants to get rid of mail-in ballots, but, early voting and all that. But, yeah, certainly the Democrats trying to get illegals to vote is ridiculous. That's the other thing that I don't like. I don't like the open borders. I think borders need to stay closed. I believe in country sovereignty. So when you got people saying, yeah, we need to close the borders and do an emergency deportation, it's going to appeal to you if you have the same beliefs that I do about borders and foreigners just coming in like crazy, replacing the American population, and that's what they are doing. And it's it's gonna make you, it's gonna make you support somebody like that. But after reading that Project 2025, I cannot vote for this man. I'm probably not going to vote anyway because I don't have a driver's license in Maryland. I still have my Ohio driver's license. So unless by some miracle Ohio sends me a ballot or something, I'm not going to vote. Period. I just can't. I reasonably cannot vote for. I can't vote Democrat and I can't vote Republican, honestly. What I wish is we had a third choice. We need a third party. And, I would say Kennedy would be a better choice. That's somebody waving to me. So, and that brings me to another point. The fact that Biden decided not to allow Kennedy to speak was pretty disgusting, honestly. Not giving the man a chance to speak, Yeah, his voice is kind of annoying and all that, and, but I don't know. I would have liked to have seen it on the debate. Seen him on the debate stage there. So Biden's kind of suppressed people from listening to what Kennedy has to say. It's ridiculous. But a third party. Come on, why do we have to have two choices? But yeah. So the latest news is I heard that Biden finally stepped down, If they think Kamala Harris is going to defeat Trump, they're dreaming. There's no way that woman can run the country. She's hopeless, honestly. But yeah, I mean, who knows? Who knows what they're going to throw in there? But all I can say is, I mean, I wish I could get out of this country. Honestly, I wish I could move to the UK. Culture appeals to me more. You know, I eat a lot of British food. I would assimilate a lot better, I think, in that culture. It looks like there's a lot of Luciferianism and satanic groups out there and all that. So, you know, it's just this whole thing is just bullshit. You know, it's Project 2025. So everybody do your homework, you know, just please research this. Even if you hate Biden, even if you hate the Democrats, you know, you got to think about this. You know, I have to think about saving my own hide. And I recommend, I mean, anybody that is trans, anybody that, you know, is trying to move things forward, honestly, really needs to think about this. You know, sometimes you got to make the hard choice. And, you know, I don't know, man, you know. But like I said, I mean, I'm probably not going to be voting anyway. So my conscience is going to be clean, even if he does get in. If Trump gets in, you know, whoever gets in, my conscience is going to be clean. But, yeah. So, like I said, you know, look over the document on the website, Project 2025. This is dangerous, and it's un-American, and it's insane, man. I mean, it's so un-American because it gets rid of the process, really, of secular government. It's like a dictatorship, basically. So, and I don't work for the media, you know, I'm not trying to, you know, give the Democrats any type of points or anything. I don't care who you vote for, okay? Like I said, I'm not a Democrat, I'm not a Republican. There's a reason why I'm not a Republican. You know, they're capitalists, and they just want to make the rich rich. And they want to, you know, destroy the poor working man. And in many ways, the Democrats want to destroy the poor working man. You know, they outsource so many jobs. I mean, look at what Bill Clinton did. So, but I'm telling you, you know, even Ronald Reagan, like as despicable of a president Ronald Reagan was, he even said it's not the government's job to monitor your religious beliefs and tell you what to believe in. And it's not the government's job to do that. But right now you have Christian nationalists in this country that are peddling these ideas. You have people like Jeff Landry in Louisiana. You got Ron DeSantis saying that Satanism is not a religion. He doesn't want it in his state of Florida. You know, there was a guy in Arizona, the governor in Arizona was trying to pass legislation saying there should not be any public display of Satanism after the Satanic Temple, you know, put up a Baphomet thing in the Iowa State House. You can look it up. There was a big to-do. This member of Congress from Mississippi beheaded it and destroyed it, and then he got arrested for religious discrimination, and there was a whole thing. Of course, it was struck down because it was extreme, trying to basically ban somebody's religion because you don't agree with it because you're a Christian nationalist. People need to wake up. They really need to wake up. So this is just an educational video, basically about, what you're bringing to the ballot box, basically. What your decision's going to be and how it's going to alter your life, my life, everybody's life. So I'm just asking everybody, look into it. This Project 2025 thing is dangerous. Don't let Trump brainwash you. Don't let this whole MAGA thing brainwash you. It's a cult. That's what it is. And, and the same can be said sometimes for the Democrats, too. Don't let them brainwash you either. Think for yourself, Anyway, this video will be posted when I can. Currently, I don't have any Wi-Fi at my house, so it's annoying, of course. But it is what it is. Xfinity's gonna come Wednesday, so hopefully after Wednesday I'm gonna be posting a lot of videos. Yeah, anyway, peace out everyone. Please hit like and subscribe. Thank you.